Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. Upper left corner we have Stork starting as the blue Protoss, bottom right corner we have Speed, the new Wunderkund as the yellow turn. This is going to be on Monty Hall. Both these guys have made it in, well, obviously Stork's made it into SSL in the past. Speed has had a few, I think it's his first visit this last time. People are expecting big things from him though. Speed is a very creative player. This is Monty Hall, so I'll be very curious to see whether this results in a Speed victory or not. I will say, if you want to talk about wonderful players and their illustrious careers, Bisu and Flash was the breakout game for Flash. So Flash, it was hilarious. I remember this in time, way back in the day on Monty Hall. I think it was on Monty Hall. Flash 8-raxed Bisu, and it was seen as this huge cheesy upset, this massive, and everybody was like, "Wow, this Flash guy, what a cheeser." What an absolute cheesy, never going nowhere. How did he get out here? I think he did end up getting knocked out later in that bracket. So he wasn't a royal roader like that legitimate guy, Jaedong, or I think Jangbi almost royal roaded, if I recall. Jangbi, another great Protoss player of yesteryear. But anyway, we are going to see, well, are we going to see a forward racks? We have no gas as of yet. This might turn into a quick command center. It looks like Stork is planning. So, okay, he's bringing out 2 probes of his own to start the scouting. Kind of the aspect, by the way, if you haven't heard of the Monty Hall problem, I recommend looking it up. That's essentially what this map is based on. We've got it's almost presumed that you're going to cheese on this map, by the way. Middle, so it probably wasn't Monty Hall where Flash did the cheesing, but it was in the Monty Hall era. Looks like we are going to see a 12 Nexus here from Stork. We have a center of the map barracks for Speed. No gas as of yet. Double, as I say it. This isn't an 8 racks, but this is a double racks mid-map. And Stork, unfortunately, is not following the Monty Hall advice and checking bottom right and then immediately checking one of the other 2 columns. He's getting his gateway up. But is this... I'm trying to remember if this has spacing. So we can walk here, but there's no spacing to get to the northern nexus unless he floats the barracks further out across the map. And Stork has mined out a couple minerals along that right-hand side. Maybe I'm wrong on this. We'll have to see. An SCV is making its way up, dropping... Okay, and here's the trick. You build a refinery, and then what the refinery lets you do, and this is kind of an aspect of Monty Hall at large, once you have the refinery up, you can move your SCV, mine some minerals, come back, grab some gas, go back to mining minerals, and effectively you don't have to return the minerals all the way back to home base. So it's a much more rapid way to mine out these corners. So we got 1 gateway and a cybernetics core building, an initial zealot building, and no gas. So this is going to be effectively a marine all in. So now the SCV are starting to get to work. Stork still has not scouted, still has not bothered to scout this middle lane. So it looks like Speed might get away with this. Now the question is how many zealots and how many dragoons can Stork get out in this period of time? This is going to be a lot of Marines. Keep in mind, 3 Marines typically takes out a Dragoon. First zealot out, it's going to start checking the middle lane, but it can't do anything. This might be too late. 16, we got 2 more. He still isn't checking. Okay, does he see? Okay, now he sees the SCV, but too little too late. And the Marines can fire over that edge. Are we going to see a forge? That would be what Stork really needs now to potentially defend against this. This is a slew of Marines, and honestly, if Speed's clever about this, he could just not mine this yet, move the Marines up, start attacking that zealot. Okay, it is open. Stork not able to blockade. Now the Marines running free mid-map. This feels more like a StarCraft history one than anything. A bunker being built so it can hopscotch its way through. Probes pulled, zealots alongside, but wow, that's a lot of Marines. 8 Marines overall. Near side SCV is getting... Ooh, wow, the Marines getting caught. And a lot of them killed and pushed back. Range is on the way. That was quite a battle in the midst of this. So that bunker not going to complete, but does the Dragoon get taken out as well? Dragoon actually taking some shots from the SCV. Still at least 5 Marines remaining. The Zealot now regrouping to try to get, and is going to be able to get on top of the Marines. The SCVs actually are causing a bit of a blockade, but there's enough DPS where it's not a big deal. So now 8 Marines versus 2 Dragoons and 1 Dragoon. I take it back. Full fight here. Keep in mind, Speed has to win. It doesn't actually Stork down on SCVs right here. He has 2 gates up, is making his way back to mine, but he's got to get range. And I think Speed is going to hit this window where he might be able to wipe enough out, getting that second bunker up. That Dragoon taking a huge amount of shots. And now Dragoons are going to be spawning into fire here. So we got 3 Dragoons up. Speed working on that bunker, but range a sliver away, and we got 3 Dragoons making the way across. More SCVs pulling off the line. Stork out of workers, though. So he's got to win it off these 2 Dragoons. And that's GG. Oh, my goodness. Speed takes it. Now, okay, we're going to talk about the Monty Hall problem. This goes back to the Price is Right way back in the day, or a Price is Right like show, where they have the 3 doors, and they are like, you choose one, and then they show you the goat that's behind one of those doors inevitably, and they show you that it's at one you didn't pick, and then they ask you, do you want to change the door that you're on here to a different door? And the answer is yes, you always want to change it. You have a higher statistical odd of guessing right if you switch doors, which is bizarre. And actually, when the statistics of this were presented to someone, there was a bunch of arguments, and people thought it was fake or whatever, and caused a whole bunch of math. But it is in actuality. It's a very famous problem. Look it up. And this has been Math History with Diggity. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for listening.